PitStop Extreme 08 is a standalone PDF viewer and editor which allows you to do fast editing within the native PDF file format. Once the PDF file is open, the zoom and pan tools allow you to zoom in to specific objects or walk on the page on the same zoom level to make sure that you have the right object highlighted. Also, the navigation menu can help you give a preview on the page so that you know where you are, and you also have the ability to again zoom in onto a specific part of the page in this preview as well. The view options window is very interesting if you want to look at different ways of viewing the file. For instance, we can go from a outline view or to a color view, or even to a gray and inverted view, depending on the way that you want to look at that. If we work with the gray option together with what we call the view separations window, you can actually walk through the different separations one by one, single or all, with a black and white mode. So you can easily find, for instance, if your black plate has the correct ink optimization, things like that. On the other hand, in the view options, we also have the ability to check the ink coverage on the page with the value that you present there, and then together with the inspector you can look on every single element on the page and check if the ink coverage is indeed what you want it to be. As all the other InFocus products, PitStop Extreme also has a certified PDF technology embedded. So we can do a pre-flight and save, look for the pre-flight profile that we want to use, click OK, and then the pre-flight report will be visualized in the errors and warnings window, where you also, if you double click on these occurrences, it will actually take you to the object of that occurrence. Color remapping or adding or removing separations is all done in the separations window. If we enable that, we actually see all the separations that are available on the page or on all pages. So I click on all pages and it will actually show you all the separations in the file. What can you do? You can remap a spot color to one of the other separations or to your CMYK. You can also add a new separation. When clicking the three dot icon there, it will open the ink window or ink library, which you can actually look for the specific spot color that you want to use. Also, you can add other spot colors like a varnish color on the page, and then you can give that a little preview so that you know that you're applying varnish, and you can even call it a varnish color to make sure that that is seen as a correct color. PitStop Extreme is able to do a high-level transformation on objects, so we can select, of course, any object and see the attributes in the fill paint. What we also can do is, of course, use the transform icon or tool to scale, upscale, downscale, rotate your objects. You can do that on a, let's say, manual level. You can also do that with the values. What if we need to change layer properties on objects? We can work with the layers menu, where we can actually walk to the actual object that has selected, because you see a little red rectangle behind it, and then we have the other element. If we place it below on the layer level, we actually see that that changes in the actual file. PitStop Extreme is able to work with transparencies. For instance, we have a small problem on this page where the actual flattening has gone wrong, so it has shifted a little bit. So if we select that, we change it to a white fill paint, then go to Window Transparency and change the transparency to, for instance, 80%. And that will automatically be applied on the object that requires that transparency. Text editing or text paragraph editing is done on a high level in PitStop Extreme. It allows you to really go into the elements with the text tool. If we select a text paragraph, you'll actually see that the text options are very elaborate. Allows you to change sizes, leading kernings, alignments, indents, and even make sure that you're allowed hyphenation. So that's that. So we can also, of course, if we can do select all, we select everything inside the text paragraph, which we can then give it a specific color, let's say 20% magenta, and that will be changed automatically. Another great text feature is the ability to link tag blocks together. So I can select a paragraph and then I see on the bottom right a little icon which I can drag to the next block, and then I can again drag that to the third block. That gives now actually these three blocks are linked together. So if I do a copy and paste of a little piece of text just to show you, so if I paste this now, paste, there we go, and then I actually see that the text is added right like there's a text reflow to make sure that everything works correctly. PitStop Extreme is able to create, edit, or run action lists, which are probably known from PitStop Professional. So we can run an action list on a page, page range, or a current page. I'll do all pages for now. And one of the little features of PitStop Professional was to be able to set the page boxes to the mark. So we can do that because both PitStop Professional and PitStop Extreme have the same library. PitStop Extreme has some image editing tools, but the major part of the image editing is done by means of the linked image editor. If you select and double click the preview in the fill pane, it will actually open to the image editor of choice, which allow you to do the edits that are necessary. If you then save down, it's actually automatically saved in the PDF file as well. Image remapping is done using the fill paint window, where we can click on a little folder element which allows us to open TIFF, PNG, JPEG, image, PDF, and even Photoshop files. Once the image is imported or replaced, you can use the edit paint icon to individually change the image inside the box of the object. Next to applying transparencies, PitStop Extreme also allows you to flatten transparencies to make sure that you're flattening down to the PDF version of choice. When you click flattening, that will flatten all transparencies on all pages. To make sure that the edits that you've done are not causing any problems in your workflow, you can recertify your file using the same pre-flight profile that you've selected before. It will show, in this case, that there are only some warnings, so no errors anymore, and we can take a look at the history panel of PitStop Extreme, which allows us to see all the different sessions that we have as part of this certified PDF. So we see all the actions that we've been doing. For instance, in the last session, we replaced the image, so we can select that, replace fill image, and it will highlight the object. Double click will actually zoom into the object. It will also provide us information about user, system, so all that information is available in the certified PDF. For more information, movies, and a 30-day trial of PitStop Extreme, go to enfocus.com.